Times for a Remastered draft here. We have some good constructed card here, but they're not awesome in limited. Angel's Grace is not very playable. Neither is Grey Merchant. It's probably playable, but I don't think it's very good. This isn't a format where you can end up with a lot of black mana symbols in your impairments. You're gonna take the Harmonize here. It's slightly better than Riftmark Knight, I think. Green is decent here. There's no Sprout Swarm, but you can still get a decent tallied deck. So, and Harmonize is awesome. 4 mana, draw 3 cards. Alright, this is weird. Seems like a bug. So now there is Magus of the Future. It's a future sight on a body, which means it's probably worse because it's easier to kill. I don't know why it's here, but other than that, there's also Ambrose Scout, very good Rebel Searcher, Rift Bolt, good removal spell. Mog War Marshal is also decent, but I think I'm gonna take Magus of the Future. It's possible I will then abandon Harmonize, or I could play both. But it will be the mana is not the best, but blue is a very good color, and this card is still great. If you have this in play and it survives, you should just win. You can play lands, spells. Can't suspend cards, but you can't get everything. Blue-green as an archetype, though, might not be the best. Seems like the cards doesn't work together in a good way. Green is often very sapling based, and blue is more like suspend. So here we have Gaia's Anthem, which is downshifted to uncommon. Still good. It does not work very well with Magus of the Future, though. There's also this Tallied Germinate and Tallied Shell Dweller. So I could take Gaia's Anthem and just go into some kind of sapling deck, because there isn't anything that's great in blue. All these blue cards are mediocre. And I think Gaia's Anthem is better than this Tallied. Yeah. Oh, Bedlam Reveler. But there is also Aeon Chronicler. It's a very good card. Basically, it's a creature that's as large as cards in your hand. You can also suspend it, and then you're going to draw an extra card every turn. It even works through a counter spell. I think it's slightly better than Ludril Core. They are both pretty good, though. Gonna take Aeon Chronicler here, and gonna have to decide whether I want to be green or blue. So this is a little bit of a rocky start, because the cards don't work well together, but the power level on my cards are high. Sort of like big card advantage engines. And green I have Harmonize and Gaia's Anthem, which kind of puts me in a little bit of a different direction here. Old Constructed All-Star Duranu Lich Lord. It has a Friction Negator ability that you have to sacrifice that many permanents, but it kind of works a little bit like Liar, Disciple of the Drown. Much worse, though. Cryptic Aniline is okay. I might just take Chromatic Star here. There isn't much else that is awesome. Because maybe take Coldstoke and go into some sort of blue-red storm deck. But Chromatic Star is a nice fixer, 1 mana. And then you can pay 1 and you get the mana back and draw cards, so it helps with your mana. And now there is Clockwork Hydra. And some okay red cards in War Marshal and Sting Scourger. It's also Dormant Sliver if you want to be some sort of green-blue sliver deck. But I think Clockwork Hydra is just a solid card. 5 mana 4/4. Then you can tap it to grow it. And then whenever it attacks a book, it pings something. And there is a reasonable amount of cards that are low toughness, 1 toughness. Ancient Den. Nah, probably not. Is a Storm card. Or Think Twice. Looks like green is being a little cut here. This card is pretty bad. I think I just take think twice here. Okay, now there is a Thornwheeled Arch, which is a solid card. 2 on reach, Death Touch, just blocks all those big flyers that are in this format. Like Errant Ephemeral. It's also Muck Drub, good Madness card, and you can steal pump spells. Outriding Core is really solid. A 2/2 for free that you can redirect damage and it's hard to block. But I think I'm gonna take the Thornwheeled Archer here. Maybe with some sort of weird green-blue value deck. Problem with green-blue is that it doesn't have much removal. There's no real fight spells in this old set, but there are some blue sort of removal. Well, this is a good card. Maybe I should be white. I think that card Trickster is solid though. This can be a 2-drop, or it could be a morph that taps lands, untaps creatures, does a little bit of annoying small things for the opponent. Alright, Pongify is a card I don't like very well. There's Dormant Sliver, but I don't really need that much more Dirtling here. It draws me a bunch of extra cards, but I have so much card advantage right now that I don't really need that. I don't like this card either, it's too vulnerable to all the removal. I'm gonna take Mog War Marshal and maybe go into blue-red. I have that possibility. This card is pretty good against other aggressive decks. Oh, Shiva Meteor is 5-mana removal spell, but you can also suspend it if you know you're gonna cast a removal spell in a couple of turns. It's better than Sting Scourger, which is okay. So it's been a hard first pack to navigate, but we shall see. This is a good card. It basically kills a creature turn after comes away, so it's sort of like a delayed Essence Scatter in a way that you don't have to have the mana up. There's also Logic Knot, which is decent. I'm gonna take Logic Knot. I don't think going into black now is a recipe for success. Take Crows and Grips, a sideboard card. This is not as good as it is in Constructed. It's basically just a naturalize that your opponent can't counter, and if your opponent has some kind of activated ability, doesn't do much. Spread cards a card I don't really like to main deck, but it's not completely unplayable. Oh, Storm into the maybe Storm is open. Path to Exile. Wow. There is also Shaper Parasite and Greater Gargano. Greater Gargano is much worse now that damage doesn't go on the stack. I will say that. I think that Shaper Parasite is just awesome. It is a removal spell in a way. You pay 3 mana to morph it, and then for 3 mana you can morph it up and kill something with 2 toughness, which is a reasonable amount. I mean, Path is a better card, I think, just because of efficiency, but I would have to go into white. Greater Gargano is probably still playable, but it's nothing special without damage on the stack. So I'm gonna take Shaper Parasite here. Silence, now that is a bad card. Huh? Vara, Ear to Keld, it's okay. 2 mana drop, but it's hard to cast. I'm gonna take Ludril Core, and not sure exactly where I'm gonna go, but definitely blue now. This Gaia's Anthem might not make the cut. It doesn't look like it's gonna be great in the kind of deck I'm trying to build here. Summoner's Pact. Yeah, more constructed card. There is now Reckless Worm, which works very nice with Ludril Core. So it's either that or Phantom Seer. Phantom Seer is a solid card. It also can be played on turn 2 if you need a blocker. I think I'm going to take Phantom Seer because I only have one discard effect. Reclamation Sage, that's a good one. Though I'm not sure how many artifacts and enchantments are. This card is a little too aggressive, I think, for my taste. Turquoise Balot is good too. Erratic Mutation is decent. It's like a removal spell. I think I am going to... Not sure how many artifacts and enchantments are in this set. I think probably is enough for Rex Sage to be good. Now it's Thornville Archer. What is my deck trying to do? It looks like it's just green-blue value. Drawing a bunch of cards and then winning the game with some stuff. I don't know. This is gonna be a weird deck. And I may not play this guy as Anthem. But Thornville Archer is just a good card. It blocks everything and can even attack too. It's 2 power, so. Got a lot of value in this deck with 2 for 1, 2 for 1, even be a 3 for 1. Selection, 2 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Card draw. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a green-blue value. No real theme here. But ooh, speaking of value, we have Fibbletip the Lost. Basically as an Elvish Visionary, which is good. If it gets targeted, you get to shuffle it in your deck, which basically never happens. There's also Edge of Autumn, Nantuko Shaman, fine cards, but I like Fibbletip. Not a value card. Suppose if you're about to get decked, you can target it and get one more card into your deck. It does make Gaia's Anthem a little bit better too. Might actually play Gaia's Anthem. Secret plans. I don't have that many morphs. I have 1, 2, 3 morphs. So I think I'm gonna prefer Citadel Good Readers. 6 mana, it's a 1 for the draws 2 cards, sort of like a Muldrift type card, but it also can be played as a 1/4. I think that's more better value than Secret Plans. This isn't Cons of Tarkir, there isn't that many morphs. Spellburst, like a expensive counter spell that you can maybe buy back in the super late game. I think that is gonna be better than these cover Primarchs, which are you want a reasonable amount of creatures before you play them, like a small Sapperling type card. So I think I like Spellburst. It also counters morphs for 1 mana, which is a huge deal actually. So for 1 blue mana you get to counter a morph. I think that's still how it works. That was how it used to work, but maybe they changed the rule about morph, I don't know. Okay, this is fine. It's like a 4/4 for 5 that means that every second turn you get a 1/1. It could be really good if I got more Sapperling Makers, but on its own it's a better card than Fallow Generator if you don't have other morphs. This card is a card that makes all your haste creatures better, or suspend cards, but I don't have that many suspend cards. I basically only have Aeon Chronicle, and that card doesn't need help. Alright, I guess take the storage land just in case. There isn't any mana fixing at the lower rarities in this set, so that's a little unfortunate. My mana's looking a little rough, but Chromatic Star. Maybe I can will the Search for Tomorrow, that would be good. I think that Search for Tomorrow would be a good addition to this deck. Nope, instead I get think twice. Number 2, I think I prefer to have Wipe Away for the side, but it could be good in some matchups. Still don't think Wipe Away is a particularly good card, but... Alright, our limitation is gonna give -2/-2 in almost all games. I only have one drop, so... what a weird deck. This deck doesn't have any themes, just value. Value. But it is important to have a removal spell like this if your opponent plays like one of the Rebel Searchers. It's a bunch of Rebel Searchers. That would be a card that this deck could have a very hard time to beat. Talking the white Amorous Scout and black has Blight Speaker. So now I have 2 ways to answer those, even though this is slow, but it is good for us blue-green to have answers to that. But you can just lose to that if it comes down and starts searching up all the rebels. Okay, doesn't really matter here. Smallpox D. Constructed All-Star Smallpox. Less good in limited. Okay, so we did not will Search for Tomorrow, which is kind of sort of to be expected. Search for Tomorrow is a very good card. At the time, though, I wasn't sure I was green, and I think there was something better in the pack than Search for Tomorrow. Might have been several cards that were better. Speaking of Smallpox. Alright, what do we get? So, nice thing about this format is that you get a time-shifted card, quote-unquote, and a regular rare. So we have 2 shots at getting something good. So as I said, there is no Sprout Swarm. Not that Sprout Swarm would be that incredible in this deck. It would be pretty good with Gas Anthem, I guess, but Sprout Swarm still kind of slow. But yeah, they removed Sprout Swarm, which was probably a good idea. Okay, so we got a hollow one. That's okay. It's a 5 mana 4/4 that you can cycle, and if you got other cyclers, which I don't think I have except Loaded Core, it's got even cheaper. The best card is probably Tombstalker, but we can of course not do that. There is also Gaffan Raider, which is not bad. It's a morph that you can play in any deck because you can just discard a card. However, I think I'm just going to take Hollow One. Just seems pretty good with Ludril Core. And it's just a reasonable card. It's a 4/5, which is decent in this old age of limited, and then it has cycling. So it just seems like it's okay. And I might pick up some other discard cards. Oh, Chroma's Memorial, huh? This card I remember being pretty good. It's 7 mana, that's a lot, but your creatures basically become impossible to beat in combat. It's Flying First, Stride, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and Protect from Black and Red, which is actually pretty relevant. I think that's better than Foresee. Foresee is good, but this deck doesn't really need that much more card draw, to be honest. So I think I'm going to take a Chroma's Memorial. I got a reasonable amount of creatures here, 14. This card also means that this card becomes unbeatable. It has Death Touch and First Strike. Essentially unbeatable. But yeah, it would be nice to pick up some mana ramp. But I have an entire pack to get Search for Tomorrow, which I think is the green mana ramp, but there is also Dreamscape Artist. That's a 2-mana 1/1 that makes you discard cards, which also would make Hollow One better, to search up lands. So we shall see. Alright, now there is Might Sliver, 5-mana 4/4, but I don't have any other slivers, so that's not so good. This card is bad. This card is very good, but I can't play that. This pack is a little bit of a bust. I could maybe play this as Cycling and then Madness it. So it's if I find some more mana fixing, that could end up going into the deck. Just don't want any of the other cards. So I'm in a good spot in the sense that I have 22 playables. And I don't think there's any card here that I would love to cut. Maybe Gas Anthem is not necessary now that I have a Chronos Memorial, but... Alright, here is that Blight Speaker I was talking about. So I could take Tally Germinator or Piracy Charm. Both are decent. Piracy Charm deals with all these rebels. It also makes your opponent discard. But I think Tally Germinator is just nice when you have Gas Anthem and Chronos Memorial, having one more to make creatures. Works nice with Sprolot Ancient. Means you can store up some counters and start getting value. Alright, Kiki. But to get another awesome Ludril core makes Hollow One even better. So, what I want to cut here? Maybe I cut something a little dirty, like one of these counter spells. I think Logic Knot is not that good. It is good with Looter because it puts it in the graveyard, but it is pretty weak. It's worse than Counterspell, probably worse than Cancel too. Not a great card. Alright, there's Utopia. Wow, really poor man's pacifism. Really bad card, I think. Just giving your opponent a mana is not where you want to be. I can take another Slipstream Serpent, or actually my first one. Maybe play it against another blue deck. You don't have to play, your opponent doesn't have to play islands for this card to be okay, but it's not great if your opponent's not playing islands. A joke with this card is that you can play it and then unmorph it even though your opponent doesn't have any islands, but that only works one time. Alright, now there's Claw Transmuter. There's also Utopia Mycon. Pretty slow card, but I wanted Mana Ramp. If I don't get anything else, it could be okay. It does make Erratic Mutation worse though. So maybe I'll take another Sprolot. Just not play the counterspell. It's not like I have to play counterspells in these types of decks. If I play against another controlling deck, I could board it in. But this guy's Anthem is now getting better and better. With 2 Sprolots, which makes you go a little bit wide, it could be okay. Pretty bad cards here, and take Seal, another sideboard card. Alright, another chromatic star. Maybe if I play that I can play 16 lands. It does fix me. Because it sort of replaces itself. Again, makes erratic mutation a little bit worse, but it's not a huge deal. As I said, the most common card to 1 kill with these are the Rebel Searchers, and they all have 1 toughness. Dreamstalker, I don't think I want a main deck, but it is good if your opponent has pacifisms. It's a little. The problem with this card is that you have to return a permanent, so you can't really play it on turn 2 in a good way because you have to bounce one of your lands. It is good if you got a lot of constant to play abilities, but I don't have that many. I mean, basically, I have Fubbletip and Rex Sage, and that's about it. Sure, I can like bounce Fathom Seer, but it's just so slow. But we shall see how this deck does. I think this is looks like a 2-1 or 1-2 deck. This doesn't look like a 3-0 deck. My biggest problem with this deck is it doesn't really have any synergy. It's just a bunch of blue and green good cards stuffed together. So I don't know how good this deck's gonna do. We'll find out soon enough. Shivan Sandmage. This card I think is underrated. Maybe people missed that it has Suspend for 1 red. So in a Storm deck it's pretty good. Okay, I think an 8-8 split seems decent. Alright, let's do this. Okay, I sadly think I have to ship this hand. It doesn't have any blue. But I have double Ludwig Core. I could gamble to, if I spike an island, this hand kind of gets pretty good. So I have 8 islands in my deck. A Chromatic Star would also go a reasonable good way. So maybe I gamble this hand, actually. This is a gamble. Oh, okay. Well, better lucky than good. No, but I think that the keep was reasonable. I have 8 islands and 2 Chromatic Star. Because a Chromatic Star also would enable me to get a Luder in play. I think I'll leave it Fubbletip just because that actually draws me a card right away. Oh, this is a good one. This means that when your opponent, my opponent reaches the City's Blessing, opponent gets to draw an extra card every turn. This can... Okay, so... see if there's some flash creature here. No, okay. So... let's see if this Lurid Core sticks. It does. And if it does... okay, it didn't. I was thinking whether I wanted to loot away the other Ludwig Core to the first one, but now I don't have to wonder. Play that. Then going to think twice end of turn and hope to hit another blue. Opponent did not counter. Valid Germinator, okay. Okay, that's good, but it's a little slow. I don't think this interacts with the... yeah, no, it's only time counters. Okay, let's attack with Looter. See if I find an island. I'm probably just gonna slam Magus. Because my hand is sort of... I have Magus on 5, Citadel on 6, and Akroma's Memorial. Okay. Okay, so I did not hit that island. So I think what I'm gonna do is play Thornwill Archer and then flashback Think twice end of turn. You don't have to have Magus on turn 5. You can still play it later and then immediately play a land, for example. Okay, my mana opponent is getting the fixing together. My opponent should have the Sid's Blessing very soon, though I can outgrind that. I think that's still kind of expensive to do. Okay, let's think twice. There's Rex Sage, that's pretty good. You can deal with the lens, which would slow down the City's Blessing and maybe stop my opponent from casting some cards. I think I will go Rex Sage first to stop some mana. Then Gaia's Anthem. Then attack. And I think these are... Trading Archer for this seems like a good trade for me. Also slows down City's Blessing. Okay, I'm going to discard. At this point I think I discard the Wood Readers. It's the worst card in my hand, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, that's huge, but I can just either outrace it or ignore it. So now this gives Flying First of Wilderness Trample Haste. Yeah, I think I like this. And just attack for 7. Put my opponent dead next turn because my creatures have haste. So get to loot. Guess I get rid of Chronicler now. Too many good cards in my hand. The protection doesn't do much in this matchup, but the flying and haste and stuff is wonders here. Yeah. Oh, that's too slow. This should be game. Opponent has no cards in hand. I think I'd rather show my opponent Magus of the Future over Shaped Parasite because it's not a morph. Attack. Alright, so that went well. Opponent seems to be some sort of Sultai value. But my opponent's deck seems almost as confused as mine. Don't think I want any more artifact enchantment hate here. You know what, I'm gonna keep this too. The Chromatic Star can filter to blue, and then I only need to draw one land, and then I get Looter, and I can play almost all my hand. Can I keep getting away with this? Opponent suspended Dirkwood Bailout. Oh, I guess I can get away with it. So that's gonna come in later turns, but I do have a 2-1 Death Toucher to block it. Oh, this is the old card from Battle for Zendikar, I think. Alright, so sack this for blue. Did draw a expensive card, not ideal, but I did draw the first land, which was important because it presumably gets the looting going unless my opponent has Piracy shown. Okay, so right now Hollow One's gonna cost 3. So if I draw a land, I'm probably just gonna cost Hollow One. I did draw a land. Okay, nice. I guess I discard Clockwork Hydra. Then I cast Hollow One. Good. Can get some attacks going before my opponent gets the bailout down. Piracy Sean Kittle Looter. Okay, that might have been a backbreaking play, but I did get to get some value from it before it died, so I think I'm okay. Really hope my opponent plays some artifact or enchantment here. That would be good. Nope. My opponent can now sack this, but it's gonna be the entire turn. And I would like to draw land at some point, preferably a blue land. But it is nice that I can block the bailout this turn, or I can even attack with the archers. Opponent sacks the woodland. And the bailout comes into play. But I can't really complain about how I've drawn. I kept the one lander after all. Oh, there's an artifact I can kill. My opponent plays a 2/3. That's a card that right now is just a 2/3. Where you can also suspend it and make all your crits unblockable. They draw a land. If I wanted to be a real gambler, I could try erratic mutation on that, but that seems kind of insane. I think I am going to attack here. My opponent probably blocks with the oddity. But that slows down the city's blessing, etc. And this is a game where my opponent could use this maybe, if the game stalls out. Because the bailout actually does a good work defensively here. Okay, I don't know why my opponent playing this card is pretty bad unless you have combos with it. Then my opponent plays a morph. Ooh, okay, nice. So I will attack here. Okay, that morph could be almost anything. And get the Sprolot into play. I could suspend this for 1/2, but I'd like to suspend it for one more. Oh, time bender. So now my opponent can kill the archer. Okay, well, I'm okay with that because that means that the morph was just a 1. Yeah, 2/1 goes away. Opponent is down to 5. And one of these. Okay, so City's Blessing is probably happening next turn. There's not much I can do about that. Oh, that's nice. So if I suspend Chronicler this turn, I'm going to draw an extra card next turn, which means that it's going to be a 5/5 attacker. And then I could cast Harmonize and make it even bigger. So I think the right play here is to suspend the Chronicler for 1. And then get it into play next turn. Because it's somewhat likely my opponent's going to spend a turn drawing a card with the arc to get more action. There is the City's Blessing. My opponent should probably draw cards now, unless my opponent has some interaction, to see if you can find something to play. Okay, so with Aeon Chronicler, for those of you who play with this card in Standard, you should not play a land before attacks. So I'm going to start here by Harmonize, pump it up to 7/7, and also draw Gas Anthem. The problem with Gas Anthem is that I can't play it this turn. Okay, that was basically... My only other problem with Gas Anthem is that it would, if I had a land to play and play Gas Anthem, it would have shrinked it to 2. Okay, so here draws a card. And you have to block. Question is, do you jump or trade? Okay. Also, you have to be a little careful when, not this instance, but if you play this, you have to be a little bit careful about playing cards afterwards because it shrinks down in size. But not when it has only 1 damage on it. So I can make a creature end of turn if I want to. Probably do. Now I'm going to spend a Naturker Shaman. That is aggressive. I don't know if you have the time to do that. That seems a little ambitious to me. Alright, I'm going to... Ooh! Alright, never mind. I was gonna plus Gas Anthem. I could just play this, and if my opponent has a counterspell, I think he dies to the attack. Okay, but why do you do this now? Anyway, I attack with all. My opponent blocks 5, 4, 10. Yeah, okay. That was easy. I think my opponent's deck was almost more confused than my deck. But I did keep some loose hands and got lucky there. Alright, this hand is better than the ones I kept. Still only 2 lands, but star gives me Fibletip turn 2. And hopefully a Germinate after that. And more value. No, that wasn't the greatest draw, but I'm going to see 3 new cards next turn. Between the star, Fibletip, and my draw step. Oh, there's the looter, okay. So things are going less good this time around. Draw 7. I guess that's what I deserve for what happened last match, but as it turns out, with this hand I probably would have preferred to have a looter over Fibletip, because Fibletip is a one-shot, and whenever that comes targeted, it sacrificed. Okay. Which I could do with Coral Trickster. Okay. I will offer the trade. Problem is I need blue for that. So I guess I might as well just play Germinator. The reason is if I draw an island to make the play I was talking about, targeting this, I can do it next turn. Play it and then turn face up. So I'd rather play this card that can get some value over time. But here, this hand shows a little bit of the mana troubles this deck can have. Okay. Oops, I should have played a gas anthem. That was a mistake. Of course. Oh, that can eat the... Yeah, so that's a 1/3 flash flyer. So that can eat Fibletip. Could have been avoided if I had played Gas Anthem, but now I played a Morph, and both seems to have a lot of flyers. Of course. Oh, value. Discarding teaching so you can flash it back later. And a morph. So... Alright. See here what I have for sideboard. Also, you should look at the morph. My opponent had Phantoms here. That's the Gush card. Return to Islands, draw 2. So what do I want here? My opponent showed me 2 morphs, which means that this card could be okay. This also can attack. It's possible that Rex Sage is not very good in this matchup. My opponent didn't show me anything. Maybe I'll take that out for like spell burst to counter the morphs. Seems okay. Also think that the Thornbill Arch is going to be important. They have reach. This hand is solid. It's a little slow, but I have a Shaper Parasite to kill something. And the question is, do I crack the star next turn in hopes to hit action? I don't really need mana fixing that bad with this hand. I have double green. And Shaper Parasite is not a card you cast. So yeah, I think I do that. I think I crack this for blue. Just to cycle it. Oh, well there we go. There we go. So now I can cast Hollow One next turn. Unless my opponent plays his own looter, then they can just trade. Although at that point... Okay. Well, I think I'm going to cast Hollow One. I can cast... There's no hurry to play Shaper Parasite, I don't think. It would be different if my opponent played a looter. Oh, there's a card I can target it. So, discard Island, play Island, Cast hollow one. Next time I can play Coral Trickster, turn it face up, kill this if I want to. I could also just play Shaper Parasite. It's okay, so my opponent kills that, fine. It also has flashback for black. Okay. Chroma's Memorial. So what I think I do is just do the play I was talking about. Because one play you can do with Shape Parasite is if you have 6 mana you can play it immediately and try and face up, so your opponent can't respond with the removal. Tap that. Opponent has nothing, huh? Well, start by attacking. If my opponent has a Crookclaw Transmute, a 3/1 flash, actually that's pretty likely. Let's play around that. This seems so unlikely my opponent has nothing, right? Let's play, I think plan to play Harmonize here. Yes, I want to hit my land drops for a Chroma's Memorial. Okay, so my opponent counted. Maybe I should have done that pre-combat so I know whether I should attack or not. It's a little unfortunate, but I've been playing a little loose this match, I gotta be honest. But I think we are in good shape though. Okay, so here I can play this pre-combat. And then, now if my opponent has Crookclaw Transmute, I can just kill it before it can block. Yep. So wait for the targeting. To give a creature. Yes, so one takes 6, goes to 5. Gonna need Damnation here, I think, or something very close to it. I mean, because I have a Chroma's Memorial. So I think Damnation is gonna be needed here. Wharf instead. Phantoms here, okay, that makes sense. Do this pre-combat. Gushing up some cards. Okay, so Chroma's Memorial is off the table. Well, except I'm gonna still play it, so my opponent has to sack the Drake, so then I can attack with everything. No, my opponent can counter it here, but that removes a blocker. And my opponent has to block the hollow one here, goes to 1, and it's Damnation time again. Alright, so my opponent played a little more controlling cards this time with Phantom Zero counter spell Strangling Soot. Still don't want Reclamation Sage, I didn't see anything. So I'm gonna just keep this. I think for me to win this last game, I really need to get some cheap cards, and I did. I have both Coral Trickster and Phantoms here. I was mostly thinking about Thornwheel Archer, but there's another cheap card. It's nice too because I can play it. Okay, that's gonna be tough. Going to cast Fibletip here. Okay, that's an answer. The question is my opponent's gonna get too much value from the Ludorid core, or am I going to be able to get Clockwork Rider in play? So, see if there's madness coming too. That's another thing. No. Okay, that's not a problem. So what I can do now is think still the trade is reasonable. And I think I like the Germinator here. I can next turn go Trickster and morph it up. I think that if my opponent had Spike-tailed Drakeling, it could have been played last turn. So and with this and this, I'm gonna slow roll the counters. Another illusion, okay. And a Dreamscape Artist. Okay, so I'm not feeling so much pressure from my life total here. I can probably attack with both. Okay. Sure. Face down and kill this card. But now my opponent has double looter. My opponent's gonna have a very smooth draw, but my opponent is not up cards. This is only loot, so while my opponent's hand is gonna be perfect, probably do this now so my opponent can't do some all attacking, whatever, I don't know if but my hand is stacked, so now there is a Madness card finally. I was thinking about that. 2/4 that basically has Death Touch for non-black creatures. Yeah, that is a thing. Hopefully my opponent doesn't also have Logic Knot, but it's somewhat likely. This card's Phantoms here, so this is probably Logic Knot then. Oh, okay. Let's play Phantoms here. And face up, turning 2 islands. The reason is that I was gonna miss my land drop anyway, so then play a looter, which is just attempting to trade with my opponent's looters. Okay, that's weird. I guess my opponent didn't want me to loot, but I'm not going to be able to loot anyway, so I might as well just prevent that. That was a little weird, but makes some sense. Okay, so here's the flyer that can counter for 2. Ion Chronicler, huh? Let's just cast the Morph, and either way it's going to trade for the Drakeling. Right now I'm only taking 3. So that's basically super Death Touch in a way, because if I triple block it, all critters go away. I'm happy my opponent is not attacking with that. That would make me having to make a hard decision. I guess now I can give +1/+1 too if I want to. But it's going to be hard to beat a counter spell here. Strangling Soot. Yeah. Sadly I can't save it with Germinator, it's not possible. Alright. Somewhat like that there is a Logic Knot here, but what am I gonna do? I think I can run the discard into that. See if my opponent wants to counter this. No. Guess not. Maybe my opponent does not have Logic Knot. Okay. Could make 2/1 once end of turn. Yeah, that seems probably good. And now what? Alright, let's cycle like this for blue, I think. Okay, yeah. This probably gets countered. I would love if my opponent used the Drakeling. Okay, so going to attack here with offer up the trade. I think that it clears the way for other stuff. Teachings, okay. Could find that 3/1 Flash Flyer, I guess. Also find a removal spell, maybe. Snapback, okay. Well, that's a problem. Bounces for 1 in the blue. And you can exile a blue card to cast it too. Yep. If you want to be really cute, you can bounce Gorgon Reckless with Snapback, but that seems a little too cute and slow. Oh, wow, that is aggressive. I guess you get to replay it with the Looter, but still, that was pretty aggressive use of that card. Maybe it's just great. I don't know. Doesn't seem like that's what this game is about. What this game seems to be about is my opponent just killing me with flyers and shadow creatures, but suppose, yep, get to madness it. Probably going to attack with Hydra next turn. I can use also Germinator to trade for the Gorgon. Alright, I think go to combat. Okay. I'm going to cycle this now. Alright, well, we are not probably not winning this game, but if I draw a Chroma's Memorial and my opponent doesn't have a counter spell, maybe. So I go to 2, which means that this card is lethal on its own. opponent also has teachings in the graveyard. I need another shadow creature. Okay, so my opponent has 3 Ludred cores. Pretty good deck. Pretty good deck. What could I draw? I'm not sure. Let's dig a little deeper. But I'm not sure there's anything I can draw now. Okay, well, thank you for watching.